Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing all today? I'm joined by an absolute champion of a man here, Troy, who is one of our new designers and also our new lead game designer for Call of the Wild. How are you doing, Troy?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
It's good, man. It's very good. I'm really, really excited to be joined with you, just basically because I started back at work last week. I've had to run around the map, but I haven't been involved in the normal development process, and so I'm basically going to be picking your brains as well as we go through here, just to find out as much as we can about the map in the allotted time that we have. So
Right on.
yeah, so I'll let Troy take it away a little bit, and he can introduce himself. He's a man of a lot of talent, so floor is yours, Troy.
Yeah, so I've been in the industry 16, 17, 18 years now. I'm losing count. I started off, did a tenure at Rockstar. So those of you who are Red Dead fans or Midnight Club fans, thank you. Did a brief stint over at Daybreak. So did some work on some Planet Side and some H1Z1 and a little bit of stuff here and there in between. Primarily working on open world games, and so that was my attraction for coming to Sweden and working at Avalanche. So this is my first time living overseas, and I've been at Avalanche for about 3 months now. So it's been a very positive change of pace.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I have to say we've probably chatted a few times, but there's been quite a bit of laughter. So I'm looking forward to many more months with you, Troy. I think it's going to be good fun. So I am. Now, we've started here in one of the kind of more famous, iconic parts on the map, and of course it's a film set. Actually, this is a good point. Before we get into that, Troy, like what parts of this map have you designed? Like you're focused more on the animals, is that correct? Hello, Troy.
Sorry, habit of being in a lot of meetings is I mute the mic when I'm not talking.
Oh, no worries.
So I'll leave it on another screen for now. But yes, like I said, I've only been here for 3 months, so a lot of my training and onboarding was to assist in the development of Teora. I just still don't have it down, man. Tearoa.
Awaroa.
Aurora.
What I'll do is I'll like phonetically break it down for you and chuck it in chat after this. But yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister to start with, I suppose. So.
Katie had listening to the producers still try and pronounce it every morning when we're having our stand up every morning is really entertaining too, because only a few people have it down still.
Just call it TA.
Yeah. So yeah, my onboarding process and my training was to actually contribute in any way that I could, because there was already a pre-existing team that was working on it. So I had some influence into researching particular animals and setting up behaviors and where they would roughly be on the map, or what time they would be eating or drinking, and population values on whether we had individual animals or groups of animals. So like a little bit of tuning here and there, a lot of research and understanding and learning processes that were already established with the team. So when it comes down to what did I contribute, I can't really say I designed a large chunk of this map, because there was already a team in place that really carried a lot of that.
I gotcha. Now that's cool. No worries. And I like you did, I see in the notes here, you did some tuning on the 303 as well?
Yeah, that is something that I've done previously, going all the way back to the first Red Dead Redemption and tuning all the weapons for multiplayer use. I have some experience when it comes to tuning weapons, so one of the initial things that was like, hey, what's something you could work on? It was like, well, you got this new weapon, let me play with that. And so, knowing that it was established based on war surplus of the old Lee Enfields was the source material that we were trying to reference, I was able to go into our tools and dial that sucker in just right.
Very, very nice. Well, I mean, like, it's got great feedback so far, the 303, and I have to say, I enjoy using it as well. So, team's done a really good job on it. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, I think we should today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the free fly camera. Of course, this is we saved it for this so we can look at the animals properly, and Troy can sort of walk us through some of the design elements and other bits and pieces, some helpful information about them. But yeah, so we are here in this beautiful movie set setting, and you guys will find this pretty relatively quickly within the map, especially if you're doing the amazing missions, which again, there's no spoilers. Actually, let me just triple check that, because this should be the same one from last, but I'm not gonna. Hence, mission systems off the way. I really don't want to spoil anything for you guys. The missions are amazing on this map, so well worth playing through. And you got these little magical trolls sprinkled around the map, and there's been some great jump scares already in some of the social media. So I think they're like quite a fun little addition, and definitely something a little bit out of the box for us with this title. Anyway, nice to see some kind of fun and themey humor being put into the maps. I think it's great. So
yeah, some of the best comments I've seen are the devs are literally trolling the players.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. All right, so let's head up to see if we can find some tar. I think first.
No,
not tar. Sorry, chamois. There's so many tar questions. When I was going to get up there, I was going to talk about tar. I'm 2 steps ahead of myself, and I need to dial it back a little bit.
There you go.
I mean, actually, there's some parkour goats right here. But let's come back to goats, because goats are fairly well sprinkled all over the map. So where do you recommend going? Oh, the game's crashed, Troy. Game has crashed, I should say. So let me just fire that back up again. It happens from time to time, unfortunately, especially when I'm using the free fly tools.
Yeah, the dev tools can be temperamental.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So it shouldn't be too hard to get back into the swing of things anyway. Let me just check before I close this back down again. It's working. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I need to quickly scrub this one as well. There we go. Bugger. You know what's really, really kind of bad, well, good and bad about this is like it's so stable. I'm playing it most of the weekend, and then I don't think I've had any content creators saying that it's been crashing on them. There are a few little weird things going on, but nothing amazingly game breaking has come out yet. So that's please don't use that as a thing to base your opinions on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me just quickly. I got to turn this off because I got to do some little bit of magic to enable the free fly, the dev magic, and we can't give away too many of our secrets, you know. So let me just quickly whip this off, and again, sorry about that. Right, I think that should be good now. Right, so let me just go back to here, and then back to so many tabs open here. There we go. We are good again. All right, so heading up the hill, trying to find some chamois.
Some chamois,
mate. Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, just to clarify too, I think chamois originally from the French Alps, or at least some of the Alps in Europe. Maybe you got a little bit more information about that, Troy?
Yeah, I got some fun facts stored up for this. So, where is that? The chamois was originally introduced to New Zealand as a gift from the Emperor Franz Joseph II of Austria.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
The more you know.
The more you know. And then, do you know how many were introduced? I'm just totally picking your brains here, and I'm not expecting to know this stuff, but do you know how many were introduced at the start? Because they're like an absolute... There's a lot now. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? So Yeah.
I mean, they are like goat deer hybrid. So like they fall really weird into that like family between the two of them.
Yep.
So they do propagate.
Yep. I gotcha. I'm just trying to find... I know we heard some up here actually in the last stream, so they've got to be up on these cliffs here somewhere. Have you got like a hot spot you recommend for people to...
Well, before, I'm going to stop you a second because we're seeing a black screen. We're not seeing the game.
Why is that?
User error.
There we go. Yeah, probably. It's back again. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, literally, luckily for you guys, I haven't gone anywhere. I just left the... I'll go back on the map for you guys so you know where we are. So we started at this hut here, and we're just going to head up into the Alps of the map, I guess, and to try and find some of the chamois. So, yeah. They
tend to want to hang out around the ridges, so...
Okay.
The higher up you go, I think you're more likely to find them.
Okay, so like even right up on the tops of the Alps, Troy, like way up?
To some extent, not the tippy tops. But
okay.
Like, they definitely like ridge lines.
Okay, that's cool.
One of our other designers, Francois, did a fantastic job with hand painting all their home ranges and putting a lot of effort into getting the animals evenly distributed across the island.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty... I mean, I'm quite biased, I guess, but it's a very magical map. Like every part's got a nice feeling to it. Like literally, we spotted some chamois in the weekend that were like perfectly how you'd find them in New Zealand. They were chilling, like you say, on a ridgeline, eating some grass, and sort of a group of about, I think it was 5 to 7 or something there. But yeah, I still haven't found any here just yet, unfortunately. So when hang on a second. When you're coming up with a map suggestion like this, how do you guys pick? Because obviously there's a bazillion different animals that New Zealand could throw at you. Like, what makes you pick the final animals, I guess? Like, what sort of things are you looking for? What sort of criteria? Because I think some of this stuff might be quite good for some of the players to hear as well. just because we always get, why didn't you have, and how about, and those sorts of questions. So I think if they understand the process a bit better, it might clear things up a little bit more for them.
So initially, what we do is we start with a mood board to really kind of gauge what the full roster is potentially of all the animals in a particular region. If a region is, in the case of New Zealand, we decided, hey, the South Island. What are all the animals that could potentially be in the South Island? And then you start, whittling away and getting down to what is feasible for our schedule. How do we get a wider range of animals? What are the iconic animals from that region? In this case, the chamois are pretty there, up there. The sika deer was also very high up on the list. And then to create a more well-rounded roster, we may use some of our other animals, so like the roe or the fallow, helping to fill out a roster based on our schedule, our distribution on the map. Part of what we try to do is to make sure that all the animals aren't feeding or drinking at the same time, and they are also spread out more across the map, so you don't just hit all the animals in one spot. So that is the challenge of trying to balance the game versus real life.
Yeah, that's actually really good, because I think like some of the other reserves have been criticized a little bit because they're too easy to hunt because of how the need zones work in it. So like, just to clarify, like, is it slightly different this time where there's quite a different set of stuff happening all throughout the day in New Zealand? I mean, I know that happens on other reserves, but often, like for instance, Leighton, there's a lot of animals drinking at the same time and stuff like that. People are.
New Zealand was very challenging in this regard, because even as you're flying around, you can see that there's a lot of peaks and valleys, and there's not a lot of channels for the animals to migrate from part to part on the map. So when they're trying to travel to go to a need zone, that whether it be feeding, drinking, resting, there's not a lot of bandwidth to, like, you don't want to have that subway instance where the deer are going this way and the chamois are going this way. So we tried to make sure that they were a little bit more spread out, and that involved a little bit more fine tuning by hand to get them to behave more realistically with the limitations of the geography of the terrain.
Gotcha. I gotcha. No, that's it's pretty interesting to hear, because I know they've had to hand paint some zones before on it, but it sounds like this was a little bit more technical to do, so the majority of it had to be hand painted.
Yeah. And big shout out to Francois for doing that, because that was his passion project for the reserve, was really taking ownership of all of it, and making it balanced and usable.
That's awesome. So I mean, we're looking at a group of chamois here, Troy. Like, how much of what we can expect in the game? Maybe this is, and again, just I'm throwing bits and pieces out here, but like in New Zealand, this is like a fairly common scenario. A group of 5 chamois. Like when you were let me rephrase the question. When you were doing design documents for the animals, do you guys try as much as possible to sort of have them how they're found in the natural environment, obviously with a few different limitations? So like what we're seeing here with the chamois is this kind of an intended combination of the herd.
Absolutely.
I'm really falling over myself today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So going back to how we initially start the reserve document of knowing where a region is that we're going to develop, and getting our initial list of animals. As we get down towards a more finalized list of animals, the designers on the team will then actually go into research mode, and we'll dig through all kinds of documents, hunting guides, Wikipedia, just every piece of information we can kind of get on an animal to form a comprehensive view of what that animal's behavior is, how they are socially, whether they're lone animals, whether, if it's packs of just females, or if it's, males and females, or solo males, or groups of males. All those are taken into consideration when we actually populate them as groups or individuals in the reserve. So in the case where you see packs of 5 chamois, there's probably 1 or 2 males in there, and the rest are females, because that is proportionately how they would be in real life.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I like that kind of little realism touches like that. So it's awesome to hear, man. And now something that actually got me is that this map's set in the summertime, and it threw me off because most of the chamois I think about, especially the stereotypical one, have darker coats. But in the summertime, and because I'm sure this will come up within the community, they have a lot lighter coats like this. So again, I've got to give you guys a round of applause for having that insight to think about the different fur variations and the color change. That's very cool.
Yeah, that is part of the major research that we do. We're looking at the social behavior, we're looking at fur variations, we're looking at how the horns are scored and all the different permutations of the horns. In this case, the chamois are they have really good parity with their horns, but it's not like a whitetail or anything like that. It has all the different modular, prongs going in every single direction. But we try and get a comprehensive view of the animal, and that goes into all facets of the development of the animal, not just from their groups in the game, but also when a character artist is actually modeling the animal and somebody else is setting up all the different permutations of the horns, scoring, and all that fun stuff that goes into it.
That's cool. Actually, this is apparently we've got some slight audio issues going on. I don't know. No, I can't. Yeah, it's on my end though, Troy. It's not on your end. I've never had this happen before. So, but apparently, it might be between me and you talking. There's something weird clicking. I think I get some more information from the chat there, but it's not good, and I apologize for that. So, might not be anything we can. If it's super bad, let me know. Your microphone is excessively stereo. It's back to normal right now. Sounds fine to me, loud and clear. Huh. It keeps bouncing from left to right. That's weird.
I have a good idea what the clicking is, and that just could be I'm working from home, as is my better half. So, we're both
furiously typing away. No, it's all good. No worries at all. It's pretty cool, and I was lucky enough to see a level 5 chamois in the week, and they're pretty impressive. So what sort of fun stats have you got for the people doing chamois? I know the levels range from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Have you got what would be some of the hunting tips? What's sort of a hot area to find these in, Troy?
Their senses are very keen, so hunting downhill from upwind or from downwind, yes. I had to make sure I phrased that correctly.
Yep.
Would be the best strategy, I think, when stalking these little buggers, because moving through the underbrush definitely would alert them sooner.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yep. That's good. So they're super sharp and pretty onto it, which is. I have never hunted these in real life. I have some friends that have, and they say they're very sharp animals, and you've got to be on your best performance to get close to them. So, yeah, rightio. So, as in terms of home ranges for these, Troy, basically that. I'm just gonna take a wild guess here. Anything that's sort of Alpy looking. So the map's kind of divided by what I call them, Southern Alps. I'm not sure what you guys have called them in game here. But north and south of the river, or mainly north, or?
You know what? I could double check. I know for a fact Stone Castle is a really good region to hunt them. Cool.
That's up in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Up in the hills.
Yep.
Over there. I do believe they are south of the river as well, but I don't know for 100% fact. That's where they are.
No, that's all good.
So maybe players need to go discover that for themselves.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we never I'm just trying to be cheeky here and get a little bit of extra information out of you for the players. So that's fine. We can for sure let them, discover that themselves. Where would you recommend that we're heading to next, Ray?
Let's go south of the river on the west side and go
Okay.
looking for some deer.
Oakley dokley. So we're like heading into some of the thicker forest.
Yeah, so right there where it says Waka Waka.
Waka waka.
Waka River. We can probably start in the
Waikarera.
first.
Yeah, Waikarera River is.
I'm so bad with
Oh
pronunciation.
man, it's funny. There's been some great pronunciation over the weekend. Pukey Maro was one of the
Yeah.
ones I laughed at. Over the weekend, it's been great seeing all the content creators having a good shot at it and
Yeah.
helping to bring the map to life for the rest of the community too. It's great. So
Yeah, big shout out to Katie. She did a great job
Oh.
of doing the research to try and get the
no,
whole vibe of that New Zealand island.
I crashed the game again. I think I'm going to have to fly slower, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to do then, and I was like, oh, maybe I can just bump it up a little touch more,
Yeah.
just a little touch. But no, he can't. Right, let me get this one again. And again, like it's literally like if I go fly too fast, it's loading too many assets basically, because it's not how it usually is. So double check those. Continue. Beautiful. I think it's actually started us luckily enough down here where we needed to be, so it's good times. Yeah, but this is not good, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologise, but it's what we have to work with, and it's what we're working with. So, all right, let me have a look where we are on this map now.
Once more, I will tell you about the black screen.
Oh yes, thank you very much, sir. I would have totally forgotten about that. There we go. All right, so yeah, we've basically started just the other side of the bridge now on the south side here. So let me know where you think we should go.
Let's run the foothills down here at the very bottom of the mountain range.
Okay, I gotcha. So just sort of hug them down there.
Yeah, if we just hug that mountain range, I think next to the forest edge, we'll eventually get in towards that lake a little bit.
Okay.
And
do I dare?
You should definitely be coming across something.
Okay.
That and I really like this dense under forest.
Oh, I hear something. Yeah, I mean, the forest is absolutely amazing, and I have to say, it's a turkey. Just like real life, you're like, that sounds like a deer. No, it's a turkey. No. Yeah. But yeah, I have to say that the forest, even rifle hunting, is a challenge. Like, the team's done an amazing job at replicating, how hunting is in New Zealand. Really is. There's not a lot of, unless you're shooting across a gully or something like that. There's not a lot of big open areas to be doing rifle shots at. And bow hunting too in here is just amazing. So, yeah, it's good times. We need some better cinematic tools. I do believe I've got like 3 speeds. I've got
normal, you got crawl, sprint, and warp speed.
And a warp speed basically. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to not obviously crash the game too much. So, again, I should say. All right. What have we? So should we just sort of have a little sneaky nosy around here?
Yeah.
And see if we can find anything that's moving. Here's some tracks here. Which way are these tracks going? Going this way. And this way, right. I'm guessing, what is the time in the morning? They might be down to this drinking. Oh, here we go. I do believe that's our first seeker, Troy, a female seeker deer.
Fantastic.
And that was something you talked about before too, actually, about the groups of deer. Like while I was, playing on the weekend, I noticed that there seemed to be there was groups of female seeker, but not really any mixed groups. I'm not sure if I just got unlucky or that's how it is, because that's how it is.
I could double check the numbers, but I'm pretty sure that the male Sikas tend to roam solo.
That's cool.
Or in groups of males.
Yeah, no, that's what it looked like, and so that's cool. That was, sorry, just clarification. I suppose that I was pretty sure that's how it was supposed to be, but I know, like, I try and sort of ask questions. I do believe the player,
obvious answer.
Yeah, the player will be, and the players will be asking as well. They'll be like, why is it only just females and why is it only just males? But it's a habitual thing for the deer, I guess. So, so the Sika deer, like, which, because I remember you were saying you worked on 2 of the 4 species more than the other 2. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Sika and the feral goat were my babies.
Okay, nice.
When it came to the initial research and all that fun stuff. So, the Sika deer.
Yes.
Are we ready for fun facts?
Yeah.
The Sika deer is the most famously known as the bowing deer in Japan.
Okay.
So it's the deer that the tourists go up to and they feed and they bow to the deer and the deer will bow back to them. What most people don't realize is that bow is actually a challenge posture.
Okay, so I guess a few people get some headaches every year.
But they used to be all the way up from Vietnam through Russia, all along that Pacific Asian thing. But they're almost like non-existent now in that region, except for the massively overpopulation in Japan.
Crazy.
And so once more, this is another species that was brought to New Zealand as an invasive species.
Yep. Cool. I'm just trying to find some males. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the last ones we just saw were red deer. So most people have like little bits like this. This is just stunningly beautiful. Especially the razor light and the mist and cabbage trees and beech trees. It's beautiful. Yeah,
big props to our rural team.
Oh yeah. And there's another red deer. It's always if we go and show red deer off, the Sika deer will pop up. So
yeah, start hunting red deer.
There we go. Here's a Sika. There we go. So here's a male Sika deer. Now there's a couple of different Sika species, right? Subspecies. Did you guys kind of did you pick one, or did you do a blend of both for the antlers, or how did you pick the antlers? There we go. There's the question I'm trying to ask. Yeah.
So going into that initial research, we've tried to focus our research and our sourcing for New Zealand specific Sika. New Zealand specific Sika.
Okay.
Say that 3 times fast. Yep. And so what we ended up finding was the New Zealand variants of all the subspecies is actually smaller than most of the other variants that you would see in other places. When it came to the horns, they're very on all the hunting forums and guides and everything like that. We noticed that they're very almost symmetrical in how they grow, and so we very much wanted to emulate that. And we went through several iterations of tossing out horn permutations that weren't like, this is not how a Sika deer's horn would grow in New Zealand. So we definitely tried to stay as true to the source animal. And some people may see Sika and be like, well, that's not how Sika are where I live. And it's like, yeah, but this is what we're trying to emulate for this specific reserve in New Zealand, in southern New Zealand.
That's cool. And what classes? What's the minimum max class for these, Troy?
Oh man, you're hitting me with the tough question.
I think it's 1 to 5. I think as well.
1 to 5,
yeah, pretty sure it is. So yeah, it's super nice. I really think every time we do a reserve, the animal models and everything just. Yeah, the quality is always getting better and better, and like the feral pigs, feral goats, and the Sika. I think I don't know which one to pick as my favorite, to be honest with you. They're just like they're beautiful. They really are.
Yeah,
So
our artist really did a great job. Both senior artists that we've had here for a while and the new additions to the team have done a great job in delivering a standard level of quality across the entire roster of animals.
yeah, trying to find a hoping actually. So I mean, here's a classic example. This is obviously a solo male, I guess. So I'm hoping we can find. If you got any, like, where should we? Is there a spot? I'll show you where I am on the map. Where should we head to try and? Should we try and go around the waterways, or should we? I just want to try and show a few more variations of the antlers before we move off onto the next.
South and down and to the left, or okay. South and to the west.
Yep. Okay. Let's just go for a little bit of a cheeky fly through and see what we can come across.
See if we can crash it again.
Yeah, that's right. Crash into a tree. Usually we just shoot them, so it's fine. But the other thing I kind of got excited about, because I'm mainly a bow hunter, Troy, is that there's almost animal tracks in some parts of the forest, which is great, because it was kind of like in this map, I got the sense of that you can, kind of do a little bit of scouting like you would do in real life and find some good spots for tree stands and stuff like that to put up. So I have to say, intentional or not, that gets me very excited. And I'm sure, especially like a lot of the American hunters that enjoy using tree stands and things like that, I think they'll be liking these parts of the map as well. So, where is? Oh, I hear it. That is a seeker as well. No, that's no. I think that's a red stag. Yeah, it's a red. Just a little boy.
Gotta find those spots.
Yeah, that's it. It's so thick in here. It's crazy. It's great. I mean, I was trying to hunt the seeker and I couldn't see them because they're quite kind of low. They're a smaller deer, which is great. And then the other thing I thought was funny is I'd been trying to concentrate on one and there'd be another one that snuck in behind me or something like that. It was just, it was good times. It really was. Really good fun to hunt. Oh, well, I mean, we weren't kind of ready for this.
Bacon.
Troy, but it's bacon time. So, I mean, everyone's got some good facts about pigs. They're tasty, and bacon goes with just about everything. But yeah, that's cool. I hadn't seen any pigs down on this part of the map over the weekend, so a little bit of a sneaky.
Yeah. So one of the defining characteristics of the feral pigs is they lose their curly tail after 1 or 2 generations from escaping from the farm.
Wow. Is there any reason for that, or is it just one of the life's mysteries?
When they're domesticated, they get all curly in their tails.
Okay.
When they're out in the wild, tails relax.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, he looks like a real big pig, this one. He looks mean too.
Just an absolute unit.
Just an absolute unit, exactly. And again, the I think this identifies as a pig. This one, I don't think the Seeker's got the memo actually on it all. There we go. Oh, there's 2 here. The fur variations on these pigs are just stunningly beautiful. And I guess we're heading to the goats as well soon. But I believe, and of course you've probably done more research than me, that there was a mix of the European boars and then a lot of domesticated pigs makes up the population in New Zealand, and that's why you're seeing kind of some more of the crazy colours. Like in Europe, it's basically black pigs. You do get some more pinky white ones too, but in New Zealand they really can be quite the mix of colours. So
yeah, it was definitely a fun seeing how the artist took the reference that we found and translated into, we have the golden black boys here.
Yep.
We have the black and white guys and all permutations around that. So.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, they're really stunning, and they get I think the people that love collecting things are gonna love collecting all the fur variations from everything in this map. Actually, to be honest with you, not just the pigs, but yeah, there's going to be some impressive trophy lodges around. That's for sure. Let's see if we can find. Just make sure I'm not heading out of the map boundary or anything. Some more secret here, actually, just before we quickly kick off. The pigs were a nice surprise.
There's a big feeding area right there that they just happened to line up on.
Exactly. Oh, there's more here too. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone will be taking notes. I know they will. It's not a bad spot for piggy wiggies down here.
Yeah, down by the beach.
Where are you, male seeker? It's always the way.
The sneaky, wily Sika. It's even in the trailer, man.
It is.
The Sika, man. Hard to nail down.
They're just very well camouflaged, especially in the lighting on this in the forest. And some elevator music. I'll keep heading this way.
Yeah, I probably can't hunt the Star Wars show theme that everybody's watching.
No.
I mean, he's a hunter.
He is. This is true. That's true. Come on, Seeker. What have we got here? Here we go. Here's another one. This one's a little bit more of a smaller rack, but kind of thicker and a little bit wider, I do believe.
Yeah.
So where's he likely to be heading off at this time of the day, Troy?
Ooh, at this time of day, let me check the schedule.
I'm just trying to plug a little bit more useful information.
What's our game time right now?
I have to jump down. Hang on. I have to get out of the free flow mode to have a look. I don't want to spook. Ah, rip. And it did the collision error thing.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Stick the landing.
Yep, stuck it.
Everybody press F.
Yep. F for Elmer.
For your boy TK.
There we go. It's 8:39.
So 8:39. I think he is thirsty right now.
Ooh, thirsty boy. So probably a good time to start checking out the lakes then.
Yeah. I think they may be wanting to wash down a little bit of food.
I gotcha. So coming from the feeding into the drinking zones.
Yeah.
Right. I'm hoping I can fly it this fast just to kind of catch back up to it. But I mean, it's really like if you guys. This is just a tip from me to you players. If you ever think, oh, the forest is a bit empty, try and go to one of these lakes at a busy time, and I mean, they just come out of everywhere, basically. There's a lot of animals in this forest, is all I'm going to say. Boop, 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 boop. I hear, but I don't see. There we go. Whoa!
Hiding in plain sight.
That is, yeah, it was. That's a nice. Has a nice seeker. That one, like, really tall and wide.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. We're gonna have to. I'm actually quite nervous to get out of free fly now because I never quite know if it's going to,
murk you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I always do that 2-foot drop, knowing I'm just going to lose just a little bit of health, but knowing I'm not going to die.
Yeah. I think. Well, I don't know. I thought that time wasn't too bad, but clearly I was wrong. Beautiful. How much time we got? We've got 20 minutes left, so I'm hoping basically we get a few more Seeker coming out to some of the zones, so that we can sort of see a little bit more of a selection of the racks, and then go and check out some cheeky goats.
Right on.
There must be some more coming in here. It's got to be. Actually, where was that? Bay of Rest, I believe. I think I went to one of those lakes just up kind of north of the river on this side, and there was a lot too coming out into it. But let's go and have a look. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the one we just saw. It is. Actually, oh, here we go. Here we go. On the river, another one.
Just having a little snack.
Please put your head up. Everyone wants to have a little look at you. There we go. That's nice. That one's really beautiful, Troy. That one's a stunner.
What's the old SNL line? Lay off me, I'm starving.
Yeah. Ah, damn it. It crashed again. All right, let's get it back up again, and I think it's time to go and find some goats. Unfortunately, it doesn't usually crash this much. It does crash sometimes, and we definitely weren't going fast there. So it's just not like in the dev tools, basically.
Yeah, I'm running commands in the background just to kill your.
That's right. It's like
every once in a while.
Kill them.
Just so I can make myself look good.
Kill them.
Making it look worse.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of good comments in the chat here, actually, about them looking beautiful, and some people want them in their trophy lodge. So, that's always pleasing to hear.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Continue.
Once again, the team did a fantastic job.
100%. All right, let's get it.
I don't think you have time to put every single person on a stream.
No. Actually, statistically, historically speaking, a lot of them don't like talking like this anyway. So it's been a bit of a blessing, So, right, let's go and look at me remembering for the third time. Third time's a charm, right? To turn it back on again.
Yeah.
All right, where to go for some feral goats, Troy?
Oh, let's head back over to the east side of the island.
Mm-hmm.
And let's kind of go back towards the starting area, that lake just southeast of the Wakati.
Yep.
Is it is thick with goats in there.
I gotcha. I'll just to save the potential crashing, I'll just fast travel there.
There you go.
To have a look at it. There we go. So we're in Glen Calloch at the moment.
Fantastic.
And let's have a little bit of a look around.
Stroll.
Yeah. So this big lake here, right, is what we want to be looking at.
Yeah, we're kind of head east a little bit, and I think you're almost guaranteed to find some goats over to the east.
Let me just double check. Okay.
Towards the sun, yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. I keep going that way then.
And then you should hear a little like.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Come on, goaties. Kaipawa Peninsula, I think that was. I'm just trying to. It flashed up in front of my eyes quickly, and I was not really reading properly. How far out should we be heading on this? Oh, I see something. What is it? I see a crash. This is damn frustrating, ladies and gentlemen.
Working as intended.
Yeah, working as intended. But again, I mean, you guys shouldn't have to worry about this. You're not. You don't have any of the dev tools. And like I said, there's plenty of content creators in the chat here that have played it over the weekend. Ask them if it crashed. It's the same build. It's exactly the same build I'm using. It's just that you open it in a slightly different program to allow us to do all the bits and pieces.
Yes.
That we're saying.
And the finalized project is not intended for these tools to be used as they are.
No.
So.
Right. Hopefully this time is the last time. But it's actually interesting. I haven't had a stream like this when I first started here. there was a bit of this stuff going on with our streams, but this time, yeah, it hasn't happened like this for a long time now, actually. So, all right, we are kind of actually almost on the southeast coast now, Troy. So should I start heading up north a little bit, or do you want me to go down that peninsula, or?
Yeah, if you just head straight north, actually, you should. Between those two roads is where I usually find most of the goats. The one I'm looking for.
Oh, okay, like in this kind of area here. Then
Yeah, that whole middle section that's kind of roped in by roads.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, did I say something? I did. Here we go, Troy.
Perfect.
I see a few goats here.
A couple of big boys too.
Yeah, some fours, I do believe, maybe. Just from what I saw on the weekend. But, again, they're busy heading off somewhere. There we go. Ah, oh, come on, game. I didn't even do anything that time.
It's user error.
I'm thinking, how are we going to do this, Troy? Maybe I'm going to have to, like, old school it and try and run. Which obviously is going to take a little bit of time, but...
I would not recommend driving an ATV into the goat.
No.
Just from personal experience. It doesn't end well for you.
Okay, I gotcha. Let's start this up. Man, that's frustrating. Guys, I know this is like terrible viewing for you guys, and I apologize, but... Yeah. Luckily, I mean, we got criticized a little bit last week for doing this, but I wanted to give you guys a genuine experience of playing through the map, so we didn't use the tools. But it would have been worse last week then with even more people watching it and like literally for the first time watching. So I'm kind of pleased that it was totally unintended, but you know, it's good. It's good. And last things for last not. There we go. And I need to get the chip up again. And this one.
Everybody's trying to count the Christmas trees right now, or the presents under the Christmas tree.
All right. Let's try this now. So we did find some goats, but they're all... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to start running, I think, ladies and gentlemen.
Hoof it.
Hoof it. It's, Oh, actually, Troy.
What's that?
I know a good place to go for goats.
Do tell.
Because, yeah, just trust me on this one. I'll switch the time around a little bit longer, and we'll go and have a look at bazillions of goats, basically.
Bazillions, actual population.
Yeah, it's a proper metric unit. Let's go. Yeah, sorry, what am I doing? I'm not going to be shooting anything. I found. Yeah, I have to say, I found this magic spot in the weekend, and it's a great run. And I highly recommend anybody gives it a nudge. Let's go and have a look. Maybe you're going to look at it and be like, oh geez. Oh geez. But
yeah.
Oh no. We might have to wait a little while for it to pop up, but for them to come, I suppose. But yeah, there was a lot here, and I think we just...
Brave man, that's a lot of fly camming.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, I'm going to hopefully not... Aha! Aha! So...
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Stuck the landing.
And step finally. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, this happens on this one too. I start at like 9:15 and run up the river, so it's about...
Here's my judge's card for your landing.
I can't see it, unfortunately. So
perfect 10.
Maybe we should go across the other side of the river and try and speed this up. But basically, what we saw is they just come flying out of these woods soon. In like literally they're bazillions, as I said.
Bajillions.
Bajillions. I can hear the crickets now. That there's no. Don't let me down, goats. Don't let me down, goats. Don't
Actual
let me
theme song.
down. Here they go. I knew they wouldn't let me down. All right, feral goats. Hit us with some facts, Troy.
Feral goat facts. They have the eyes, the horizontal slit in their eyes. You can't trust them.
Okay.
They were brought to New Zealand in 1773 by early explorers.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Was that also a source of food for people?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at the horns on that one.
Yeah, because you can use them for meat, milk, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese.
Mm-hmm. I have a. Did you look into the Awaroa ram at all?
I did not.
Oh, okay, no, that's right. I've got a nice. I've shot a nice one of those IRL, and it's the same thing as they were like planted on islands and stuff, basically in case actually the crews were shipwrecked and stuff like that. So it was good planning for. I mean, the shipwrecks must have happened a lot for them to be thinking about that sort of stuff.
Now the cool thing is the males and females both have distinctive sets of horns.
Yes.
So it's one of those things. He's obviously got the big curlies, but the female that's behind him.
I mean, there's one's here.
Yeah, she's actually rocking a smaller set.
Yep.
Those look actually fairly big for her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really thick by the base. So those may be a little bit older. Normally they're a bit thinner when they're on the females. So are you saying this is kind of about as big a horns as you'll find on female goats then, or are there different types? They might get a little bit longer, but overall, I think those would be a good get.
Okay. Tag this topic and ask me about it after the stream, Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, if feral goats are where you want to be going with your Call of the Wild career when this launches, come down this river. It's big time, bang bang shooty goat sessions. I basically there was so much hunting pressure on here. I didn't know if anything was ever going to come back to this part of the map again.
Thinning out the herd.
Yeah. So the fur variations on these two, we never say specifics, but again, it seems like there is an absolute butt ton of fur variations, which will be nice. Again, like I was saying, if anybody likes collecting, things.
Another factual unit of measurement.
Which one did I bring out that time?
Butt ton.
Oh, butt ton. Yeah. It's the truth. Here we go. There's some more down here too. I'm trying to find some nice falls again. Meh. Good times.
Mating call.
Well, it's calling them in, Troy, so it's working. But here we are. Yeah, you can see they're all coming into the Drinky Winky station at the moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean, feral goats for me are it's basically what my bread and butter in New Zealand was. We had like an absolute infestation of them behind our house. And they're terrible on the bush or bush regeneration, I should say. It's it's kind of a shame because they're quite nice creatures, but
they eat everything.
Yeah, they really do. They really do eat everything. Here we go. Look, we've got quite a few goats here now.
Yeah, so they can be in much larger population groups as well.
Oh! What? Like, how much bigger, Troy?
I mean, start counting on your fingers, and you're going to go a while before you hit a cap on some of the larger in groups. So
crazy. I'm looking forward to that because it gets me excited. Maybe I have to have like a. In your research, did you find what a good old-fashioned Kiwi bomb up is?
I don't think that is ethical hunting.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, is like most of it's just pest control. It's not really hunting.
Yeah,
But we don't really use bombs. But
yeah,
yeah, I think people get the idea of where we're going with that. So
yeah.
um, yeah, what I was going to say, we've got a little bit of time left over, so maybe we should try and take a few questions from the chat as well. So if you guys like got anything burning you want to know about the map or an animal and stuff like that, we'll do our best to answer some for you. So let me see what we got going. Multi mounts. I don't think there's any multi mounts this time. I haven't seen any. I don't know, Troy, if you've seen anything.
I have not had any input into that.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you just remember, Troy joined kind of like, what would you say, halfway through this reserve, something like that, Troy?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So like most of this stuff was, out of his hands, and he did not have any design say in. So there we go. How did you end up working with Remy Warren? Christian, we'll do that one a different stream, I think. We'll try and keep some to do with New Zealand. What's up with whitetail? Yeah, did you have any... I mean, I just have a couple of things to say about whitetail, actually, is that they are found in this part of New Zealand, but it's a super small population, and like the main population of whitetail is found on an island called Stewart Island in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So while you could, in theory, have whitetail here, it's not a whitetail map. I'm a Kiwi saying this to you guys. So, yes, they could be here. It could be a second whitetail map. Does it really make sense? I don't think so, to be honest with you. So, sorry about that.
We are cognizant of the fact that more whitetail opportunities need to be present going forward. So
Yep.
we are hearing what you're saying.
Yep. No, that's cool. It's good. Actually, there's been a lot of good discussion in some of the different forums around whitetail maps, and everyone's got their different ideas of what should be the next whitetail map. So there we go. The tar a fur issue. So yeah, I do believe that, I mean, we said it before, actually, and Phil said it before too, is animals with really long fur is a bit of a struggle in terms of, I think, game resourcing. Is that right, Troy?
It is a graphical rendering issue.
There we go.
So literally, we don't have a way to make it look good. I mean, we could put it in the game, but it's not going to look good. And we want to make sure that you have a quality product. We don't want you to look at that and be like, what are these PS2 graphics? On an animal that you expect. If we have such high quality animals across the board, and then we suddenly had one that wasn't up to that same standard, we don't want to give that to the player base. We want it to actually look good.
Yeah. So so there's some good information about like the tar, and just to sort of issue Sasha's message from last week is that tar are not on the roadmap, but however we always listen to our player feedback. So yeah,
there is both a technical limitation with that and scheduling conflicts. So if we can jump one hurdle, we can definitely try in the future.
That's it.
Maybe.
Yep. Why is the 303 level 4s to 8 and not 3 to 7? It can't be used for feral goats and chamois. Did you have any play in that? Was that part of the design decision before you arrived?
Part of that was the overall reference for what the source material was. Like if we take the 303 and we scale it down just to accommodate being able to hunt all the animals on the map, that's not what the gun's actually used for. And so it's one of those things where you're balancing real life and gameplay, and in this case we tried to lean more towards the higher end.
Gotcha. And I mean, we say here too, a lot of the time actually it's about trying to make all weapons viable. So often it's a little bit of game balancing too, as to otherwise I might look, there's even more goats here. Well, whoa, we were. Yeah, that is a lot of goaties.
Yeah, we need a AC 130 gunship.
Yeah. I was hoping there was a really big boy. We haven't even seen a level 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. I might take off back down here a little bit and see if we can find any over on this side of the river quickly. What other questions have we got? Actually, that's a good question. Is India comes up quite regularly these days as a requested place, but I do believe hunting in India is illegal. So I'm not really sure how that would go down, to be honest. Because again, obviously we're a game, but we do kind of like to have a little bit of real life reference in there as well. So, yeah.
And part of that goes to respecting the culture that we're also trying to depict as well. So, if they strongly believe that you should not hunt there, we're not going to just kick in the door and be like, we're hunting here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's correct. Need to have a little bit of respect for everybody. Interesting. Sadly, there is no biggies here to see. Once you guys see your first level 5 goat, you'll be like, whoa. Alright, they got a very impressive...
big old horns.
Oh yeah, big old horns is a good way to put it. If you guys can make long hair animals, which ones would be in game? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, just going from my past experience, I think musk ox probably would have been put in a little while ago. That especially for medved, that's a very top request in terms of the long fur animals. I think there's a little list of them actually out there, but I think just off the top of my head, that would be probably the most requested. Maybe it'll be tar now, I don't know, but generally before that it was the musk ox. And so yeah, right, we've basically got to wrap up now, I think. Have you got any, final words, Troy, or any sort of last advice for the players before they get their hands on it?
Go enjoy it. I mean, we definitely put a lot of effort into it. There's a lot of fresh blood on the team, and new additions that are excited to make their mark, myself included in that. And I hope going forward, we can hope to continue to deliver the same quality that you expect, keeping that standard high. And as for New Zealand, go try and pronounce everything. Let's see if we can start a YouTube trend where content creators just try and name all the names.
That would be funny. That would be hilarious. I mean, I had a little bit of a go at it, and I could get most of them, but I'm, honestly speaking, I'd give myself like an 80% in pronunciation for pronunciation. There we go. I can't even get it pronunciation right for multi names. So, yeah. But I was gonna just start giving it a go, but I like your idea actually. I want to see some videos on YouTube of people giving it their best shot to pronounce all the names, and I'll be keeping my eyes open. So
fantastic. All right, guys.
Thank you very much, everybody, and have a fantastic week. Remember, you guys can see this much better gameplay than we just showed you all this week. Still, head to YouTube and Twitch as well. There is selected community content creators that can stream this live and also create videos on it. So, and thank you very much, and we'll see you guys later on. And Troy, thank you very much, man. It's been a pleasure.
Peace.
All right.